Okay, everybody, so we all know Alex Jones was banned from just about everything except Twitter. He was banned from YouTube and Facebook, Instagram. Well, I don't know about Instagram. I take that back. LinkedIn, where you post your resume. But if that wasn't enough, Gavin Mcinnes banned from Twitter, and the Proud Boys as well. Twitter banned the account of conservative commentator and CRTV host Gavin Mcinnes without warning earlier today, as well as the official account of the Proud Boys, a conservative libertarian activist group founded by Mcinnes. A Twitter spokeswoman said the accounts had been banned for violating Twitter's policies on violent extremist groups. Yet the Proud Boys and Mcinnes advocate mainstream conservative and libertarian positions. This is serious anti-right, anti-conservative, anti-Republican banning. This is outright banning. Today also, David Harris Jr. from YouTube and Facebook had his Facebook account locked out. I don't know if it's permanent or not, but this isn't even a white guy. But he's a right-winger, he's a Republican, he's a Trump supporter. So they're going after all right-wing, MAGA, Trump supporters. Meanwhile, everybody knows about the New York Times hiring on Sarah Jeong, who posted some nasty anti-white racist tweets. Come on, look at this. You're going to tell me that Gavin Mcinnes should be blocked from Twitter while Sarah Jeong makes posts like this? Are white people genetically predisposed to burn faster in the sun, thus logically only fit to live underground like groveling goblins? And she makes this graph how, when you go to whiteness, you gotta have whiteness and you have awfulness. So the higher white you get, the more awful you become. If this isn't hatred and racist, these are inconvenient truths, but should we thoroughly examine them instead of giving into PC lie that white people don't smell bad? This racist, who's hired by the New York Times, has these on Twitter, these nasty racist tweets on Twitter. And she's not banned, but Gavin Mcinnes is banned. And he's never said anything like this. Not even close. This is a technical book burning of right-wingers, of Trump supporters, of Republicans, of conservatives, of libertarians. You have crazy left-wing ideology out there, like Sarah Jeong, Antifa, radical Islamists like Linda Sarsour. These people are not being banned because they're leftists, because they're anti-white patriarchal white supremacy. The whole narrative coming from the left, how America is this evil place dominated by the white patriarchal toxic masculine, which obviously they put Gavin Mcinnes in. We saw what happened recently with Candace Owens and Charlie, whatever his name is, from Turning Point USA. They were at a restaurant in Philadelphia eating breakfast. They're chased out by Antifa. You have these grown-ass left-wingers screaming, blowing whistles and bullhorns in the ears of Candace Owens and Charlie acting like complete juveniles. None of these people get banned. But if you support Making America Great Again, if you support Trump, if you're on the right, you get banned. Alex Jones has never said anything racist. He might be hyperbolic in some of his rhetoric. He's an infotainer. But I'll tell you what, Alex Jones has reported on more actual truths than CNN does. Alex Jones has been saying probably for a decade how the government spies on us, how they collect our data, how big tech collects our data, and in collusion with government, they store the data, they use the data to spy on us. And when people were probably laughing at Alex Jones for saying this, it's all come to pass in the last year, 2 years, how indeed the government, in cahoots with big tech companies like Google, like Facebook, like Apple, and all these other companies, Verizon and AT&T, they are no doubt storing metadata and using that data, as we've seen in the last election. They use that data to spy on Trump, to wiretap, as Trump says. All this stuff that Alex Jones has been saying for years that came to truth, came to pass. He says a lot of crazy things, especially when he goes into the David Icke reptilian kind of stuff. I wish he wouldn't go into that, because if he stuck to like things like government spying and that stuff, he'd be spot on about 90% of the time. Way more accurate than CNN or MSNBC. But because he's not one of those mainstream conglomerate, corporate media sites, because he's getting people to think for themselves, because people like Gavin Mcinnes question these crazy leftist ideologues. Even this guy, David Harris, he's got 40,000 subscribers, so he's nowhere near as big as Gavin, or nowhere near as big as Infowars, Alex Jones. But if they're going to suppress somebody like him, they can suppress anybody with a following. I mean, luckily right now I'm way off the radar, but I could be suppressed because I'm anti-leftist, anti-communist ideas. But the fact that they're going after these top-level people, and they're going after them hard now. I mean, they pretty much wiped Alex Jones off the map, at least in the social media world, other than Twitter. But Twitter, now banned Gavin Mcinnes. So they're not playing by a fair set of rules. They're just going after right-wingers. Again, they're not going after people like Linda Sarsour. They're not going after Antifa members who actually go out and do violence, or people that spew violent rhetoric, like Maxine Waters telling her supporters to go find these people wherever they are, surround them, create a crowd, tell them that they're not welcome here anymore. Maxine Waters is telling right-wingers, MAGA people, that we are not welcome in our own country. And these people are not getting banned. They're not being shut down. But if you go against that rhetoric, you're going to be shut down. This is a serious, serious problem. And we have to do something about this. What's the solution? Do we make these Twitter and Facebook and YouTube, which have now become the public square? This is where people share ideas. This is where people get news. Do we make these into services like Verizon and AT&T, where we can't be banned for having different opinions? PayPal, different sites are shutting people's ways of making a living down. They're shutting their voices down. This is not good. This is not America. This is not free speech. This is not the way to go forward. They're picking sides. They're picking winners and losers. They're choosing who they want to have their voices heard. We like your ideas on the left. You can have a platform. We disagree with your ideas on the right. We're going to shut down your platform. Especially coming up before a midterm election. This is important stuff in an important time. I cannot stress how important this midterm election is to make sure we elect Republicans to the House, to the Senate, to governors, whatever they're running for. This is an important election because if we don't get these people in, if the Democrats get control of the House, you know that they're going to try to impeach Trump. Now, he's not going to get kicked out of office. He's probably not even going to be impeached because even if by some chance the Democrats do control the House, they will not be able to control the Senate. And without the Senate, you can't get an impeachment. Not without, not a full impeachment. Maybe they can put up impeachment charges in the House and they'll block him. They'll block Trump for the next 2 years. He'll become a lame duck president. And seriously, what's their goals? They want to take back the tax cuts. They want to abolish ICE. They want to open the borders. They want to flood the country with illegals, give them the right to vote, change the demographics, change the voting demographics, turn America into Venezuela, essentially. Meanwhile, Trump is doing everything that they said would be impossible. He's bringing back jobs. So Democrats and the left are obviously against jobs. He's lowering the unemployment numbers. Unemployment for minorities. Unemployment for all Americans across the board has gone down. Obama and the left said we need to get used to living in a sub 2-point GDP. Trump has doubled that. And then when he doubles it, they want to give Obama credit. Meanwhile, they laughed at him for saying that this was possible. So they laugh at him, they say it's impossible until it happens, and then they want to give the credit to Obama. But if you're going to give the credit to Obama, wouldn't you have said, well, okay, maybe Trump can get it done, but only because Obama put the mechanism in place. See, they didn't believe that to begin with. They laughed at Trump, said it'll never happen. If anything, you're going to sink the economy even worse than it already is. But once he makes it happen, once he doubles the GDP, once he brings back millions of jobs, then they try to give the credit to Obama after laughing at him, after Obama himself said it'll never happen. So the Democrats have nothing to offer. Obviously, the left wing wants to shut down any voice that they disagree with. This is the left's platform. Socialism and the digital burning of books, the silencing of any dissident voice, any voice that they disagree with. This is what the left has to offer America. It's a sad time in America if the American citizens of this country vote for our demise by putting back Nancy Pelosi and all these anti-American Democrats in charge of the House this November. After seeing everything that the left wing is doing, whether it's online with these giant tech companies banning people like Alex Jones, regardless of what you think of him, banning people like Gavin Mcinnes, countless others have been banned. Like myself, I've been banned from Twitter. Countless people have been banned, had their voices taken away from them, deplatformed, had their means to making financial gains taken away from them. Meanwhile, the left has no solutions to make America a better place. They want to make it worse. They want to turn America into Venezuela. It will be a sad, sad period in America if we give up the House, if we don't get out there and vote and regress. Basically, progressives are actually regressives. What say you? What do you think about all this book burning, all this anti-free speech action coming from the left, banning of these people, the non-platform of the left, the violent, hateful, intolerant ideology of the left. What do you think about all this? Let me know in the comments down below. I really want to hear. Share this video if you think it's important enough to share. Support my channel. Like my videos. Subscribe to my channel if you already haven't done so. Down in the box below, check out my links. Go to Gab. Go to BitChute. Go to Minds. If you're not on those platforms, I suggest joining them. They're pro-free speech. It's a good means in case these mainstream leftist platforms start shutting us all down. It's a good place to go. If you are on there and you don't follow me there, follow me there. If you're not on there, again, I suggest joining and following me there. Let me know what you think. And that's all I have for this video.